What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 5 Minute Rants. So today, guys, I actually want to talk about really having balance in relationships, but also responsibility. So the phrase that comes to mind is this: no one's coming to save you. And that's really good news. And it means this: essentially, you are responsible for you and your life. You're responsible for building out your life. You're responsible for walking out your life. You're responsible for really the direction and the work that that is happening in your life. You're also responsible for taking care of the problems and the obstacles that come your way. And I think it's really important to understand that no one's coming to save you. People are going to help you along the way. Like, we're meant and built to have relationships. We're meant to be connected. We're meant to really work as a team. However, part of where we get stuck at is we're waiting for somebody else to start. We're waiting for somebody else to give us permission. We're waiting for somebody else to actually do what we are looking to do or to move us down the road versus, okay, I'll just take care of that. It's interesting because oftentimes we don't just see things and then get up and do it. We wait for somebody else. And a perfect example of this is we'll see a piece of trash on the ground and we'll walk by it. Actually, this happened the other day. I was out with breakfast with my wife. We were on a date and we were sitting outside on the patio and the wind was blowing and it blew some trash off a table just in front of us. And I went over and just started picking up the trash. Versus most people would be like, no, this is the server's job. The server should pick up the trash. And that's really interesting because it's like, no, I'm there. I'm a part of whatever's happening and I'm going to be responsible for myself. And I'm not going to wait for somebody else to come and take care of things that I can deal with personally. I think oftentimes we get stuck because we're waiting for somebody else to change. We're waiting for somebody else to build something. We're waiting for somebody else to improve things. And of course, like, realistically, there are things outside of our control or things that are too big that we're not going to be able to change, right? Like, I'm not going to change the entire US economy. It's not going to happen with where, we're currently at in size and things like that. However, I can take care of myself and I can choose to take care of my team. I can choose to take care of my friends and family. I can choose to take responsibility and stop waiting for somebody else to come along to fix the problem. Oftentimes we are waiting for other people to come along and to deal with issues in our lives. And we're waiting for somebody else to solve equations, right? And I think it's really important to move out of the mentality of waiting for other people or wanting somebody else to take care of it. Just like me picking up the trash when we are on the date, it's so important to just go ahead and take care of what you got to take care of. It's so important to just go ahead and build. And oftentimes we'll get stuck up on, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to build SOPs for my team. I don't know how to actually have a vision for my family. I don't know how to really start down this road of getting the job I want to get. I don't know how to figure out what I want to do after I graduate from school and once I start the journey of life as an adult. I don't know how to do these things. And it's so important to know that how doesn't matter. You just need momentum. You need momentum and you just need to start. And if you start, the path becomes very clear. So if you've ever gone hiking, and I've used this analogy before, but if you've ever gone hiking and if you've ever started down a new path, one of the biggest things is you have no idea what it looks like going up that trail. However, the moment you begin walking up that trail, you start to figure out every step you got to take. You figure out all the bridges you have to cross. You figure out how out of shape you are or how in shape you are. You figure out whether the weather is really cold, whether you dressed appropriately or not, all these things. All of a sudden, the how becomes very clear and plain. And most of us never get clarity simply because we won't move forward. And a lot of this comes back to waiting for other people to do it. And so, again, just to reiterate what I was saying, there's a healthy balance between really being interdependent to just go ahead and take care of yourself and have relationships. But oftentimes, most of us are relying and waiting on other things to accomplish what we need to get done in life. And we're waiting for something else to change and something else to happen. And hopefully life will be better for us. And that's actually how you end up broken. That's how you end up with a lot of problems. That's how you end up with a lot of failure because you're pretty much banking your life and the life outcomes you want on somebody else or something else, hoping it will change it. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.